Okay, I have another circuit wired up. We wired the lights on this side in the kitchen. We got the little pantry, closet, we got the lighting in on. The receptacles for above the kitchen cabinets are on that. We have an outside outlet and the porch light. And this light up here, which there's going to be a very small light above the sink. So when you're washing dishes, you can turn the light on. You have plenty of light. So I have a tester here. It's a small tester. I'll show you this up close. But I'm going to turn the lights on in the kitchen. So we have light in the kitchen now. And I'll do the light in the closet. We got light in there. So now what I want to do is I want to test each one of my outlets to see if they're wired up correctly. And this is a small tool. I'll show you. Okay, this is just a little tester tool. This one's made by Cobalt. I'm not sure if Amazon has them or not. I'll put a link in the description for one on Amazon. It doesn't have to be this brand, but all of them work just the same. What this does is you plug it in, and what you're looking for is correct wiring, and that's your 2 orange lights to light up. If you have anything bad, you just go up through here and it will, you know, whatever lights light up, you just go right across here and you can tell what's wrong with your outlet. But right now what we're going to do is we're going to plug this thing in up there above the sink. And we're going to check that sink light outlet. Now each and every outlet in this whole entire structure is a tamper-proof outlet. So sometimes it can be a little pickle getting these guys in here, but I think they'll go okay. So now we have it plugged in. I will switch the light on over here. And we're looking for this light and this light to light up. We don't want that one to light up. Okay. We have both lights on the top lighting up, not that one. So this outlet is wired up correctly. So we're in good shape with this outlet. So we're going to unplug this one and turn that switch off. And we're going to go over to the other ones that are above the cabinets. Alright, this is one of the outlets for above the cabinet. We're going to go ahead and get it plugged in. And we're going to put the switch on. Alright, let me take you up there and show you. So both of our top lights are on. That's what we wanted. We didn't want this red one on. This circuit is wired up correctly. So outside we have another outlet out here. This is an outside outlet for out here on the porch. If you want to plug a little radio or your phone in, you have a place to plug it in. So I'm going to try to get this thing in here and see, and it's wired up correctly. That's a good way to check to see if your outlets are wired up correctly. So I'm going to leave a link in the description down below if you guys are interested in any of these. They're actually really nice to be able to check your outlets to make sure everything's working properly. Now I'm going to go in and pick up one that will test the GFI boxes to make sure they're kicking. You want that. And I can tell you, if you had someone else wire your house, and you want to check it, this is a good way to check it. You can plug it in there, and if those 2 lights light up, just make sure you go by what's on the side of the tool itself. But definitely a handy tool to have. And like I said, I would like to tell everyone thanks for using my Amazon Associates program there. The links that are in the description, that does help us out a lot. You don't have to buy this tool in the description. If you just click on the link and search for whatever you wish to buy, we'll get a small commission off of qualifying purchases. Now, it doesn't affect the amount that you pay for it. You're still going to pay the same amount whether you use my link or you just go to Amazon. It just helps me out. So I'll leave a link in the description probably for a couple of these, just in case you guys are interested in checking your power to make sure everything works right. All right, today I got all the lights up here working, that circuit there, which does the little pantry room, the lights on the porch, and the outlet on the porch. And then I got the whole kitchen done, or the living room, I'm sorry, the living room. All the outlets in the living room are finished all the way over and up there. And we got the laundry room finished up. We did a three-way switch in here, so when you come in the room you can turn it on or turn it off. And you can also come over here, and when you come in the door, turn it on or turn it off. And then this one here, this is our outside light for outside here. And what we done here is I sunk them lights up in the eaves outside the whole length of the house there, which is pretty nice for a porch light. Instead of having just a porch light, they're up under the eaves. So we got this room all finished. We did the one for the washer because it's on a separate breaker by itself. And then we did that one there. That's for the freezer, and it's on a separate. So we did about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ones, 6 different breakers. And we got this room finished up. One of the bedrooms, all the outlets are in. And up there we'll have to, on the top up there, that's where the antenna will come in. So everything's pretty much done in here besides the antenna. And then tomorrow morning I'm going to work on this room. Hopefully we can get this room finished up tomorrow and get the bathroom finished up and the kitchen. So we got 2 different ones in the kitchen to do, and then got that one, and then hopefully we could do the bathroom, get it finished up. It's a decent amount, but I think we can do it. So I guess we'll see you guys in the morning. All right, what we have here is just an ordinary old outlet that I've been installing in the house here, and I have a piece of 12-2 wire. Now, when you go to wire up your outlets, of course you want to make sure your black wires go on your gold screws, and your white wires will go on your silver colored screws, and your ground will go in the green screw. That's pretty simple. Now, when I am wiring these up, I'm pulling the wires out of the box. They're already stripped back. Some of them I, got a little carried away, maybe stripped off about 1 inch, and you really don't want to strip too much on these wires. What you want to do is come back about 3/4 of an inch and strip it off. And now you could either use a set of these or just an ordinary old carpenter knife will work just fine. So when you got that stripped off, if you have that just a little too long where it comes out, just nip it off just a little bit. So you got about your 3/4 of an inch. And that's what I've been doing. Now, one thing when you're you're going to mount this wire to that screw, what you want to make sure is you twist the wire the same direction that you're going to tighten the wire. So these are all going to have right-handed threads. So you want to twist that wire to the right. And you want to slide it down on there, make sure it goes on good and tight. Now, you could use a flathead screwdriver on this, and you could screw them in. But I find I have this little square tip one that works really well, and you can tighten those up really good. It doesn't slip like it doesn't jump out of the track. So when I get done with this wire, I don't want this copper wire, I don't know if you can see that, I don't want that piece of copper hanging down here. I don't want it below this. I want it up here as close to that screw as I can get it. Because that gives it a better chance of hitting your ground. You do have a bare ground you're pushing back in there, and you don't want that to hit anything. Of course, you got the screws here, but nothing, I wouldn't want anything past this box. So if it goes past that box, take it back off, cut it off, and then do it all over again. Just make it a little bit shorter so it's in there nice and tight. Now, you don't want the plastic, you don't want this plastic up under the bolt. Just get it right even with the bolt. And you can see that one's perfect on there. It's just right. That's where I like it. And always make sure, like I said, you are twisting them in the way that you're going to tighten them. That if you go the other direction, you're just going to push your wire off. It wants to shove it off. This way it wants to suck it in. So just a little tip on wiring these up. And if you come to your end of your circuit and there's only 2 wires here, what I always do is I will tighten these 2 screws up. I will go ahead and tighten these up. That way it gives it less chances of it touching something and shorting out. I will tighten both these up and use both the bottom ones, and that's it. So it's pretty simple. It's a little time consuming, but someone told me they just paid $40 an outlet to have them installed. So we're not going to pay no 40 bucks. We're going to just put them in ourselves. And if we have to get it inspected, we'll get it inspected. But we want to make sure we do a very good job on what we're doing here. Especially in my build, I don't want nobody doing my electricity. I want to do it by myself. I would rather do that. That way if something's goofed up, I did it. So that's how I'm doing the wires on these outlets. I hope that helped you out. So I had better get back to work if I'm going to get finished today. Now I'm wiring up one of my GFCI boxes here in the kitchen. And another thing we don't want is when you put these wires in the back here, if you're not wrapping around the screws, which this one here, you just push through the back, you don't want any copper showing on any of these wires. Just your ground is fine, but you don't want nothing in the back sticking out. If they're flush, they're nice. That's the way we want them, right there. So we're gonna go ahead and get this box put in. I have these 3 outlets down this wall, and this is right behind the counter. This is going to be on your kitchen counter. I have 3 on this circuit here, and I'm going to show you what's really cool about the GFCI outlet. Now, we put one right there, and that outlet right there is going to work those 2 outlets down there. So if something was to short out, get wet, whatever, it's going to shut that one there off. So I'll show you how that works. Now we have the power on already. So let me see if I get this camera set up. So the first thing I want to do is I want to test these outlets, each and every one of them, and make sure that they're all wired up okay. So I'll just plug this in, and that one is wired up fine. That one is wired up fine. And that one is wired up fine. So now, if I want to test that over there, all I have to do is push this button and you'll hear it click over there. That shut that off. So I'm going to go over there and turn that one back on. This one right here shut off. I push that center button. I'll plug it into this one. And then I'll push this and you should hear it click over there. It shut it off. So that GFCI is working like it should. It's shutting these off just the way it's supposed to. So we're good for this circuit right here. It's finished. Now I have one over there behind the sink to do. We don't have a whole lot more to do. It's always that bathroom that's last. It's going to be last again. Well, this is our last one. The only outlet we got left is the one for the microwave, and we're not going to put it in for a little bit. But this is the last one in the house, and then we get to turn it on, check them all, make sure they're okay, and move on to the next step, which is probably going to be the doors is going to be next step. Last one. Okay, Julie went and turned the breaker on. I got my tester. We'll stick it in. And both of our green lights are on, so we're good to go. We're actually running at about 123, 24 volts in that. Now what I'm going to do is, there is a, this should be on a GFI. So I'm going to push this button and see if it shuts down. And if it shuts down, there's a outlet on the other side that's going to turn off. So here we go. Okay, you heard that snap. So it's right over there by the commode. Julie's going to go reset that for me. Okay, it comes back on. So this outlet is working the way it's supposed to. So let me get up here. I'll show you what we have on this circuit. Okay, Julie's going to turn the closet light on to make sure it works. And it works great. Yep. And then we mount the light right there, which goes above the vanity. And it works good.
Okay.
And then that one there goes to
exhaust fan.
Exhaust fan above the commode. It works good. So that's pretty cool. Hey, Julie, you want to run a test on that
Well,
outlet?
the only other one we have, this one's for the shower light, but it's not hooked up yet. The shower
we got to work in there yet.
Yeah.
Even on the ceiling, as you can see, it's still got putty on it. So you want to test that outlet, Julie?
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay. These tamper-proof ones are a little difficult. I don't even know. How do you get that in there? Oh, there it goes.
Now, Joel, how do you know if that one's on right?
Because these two lights are on, right?
And how do you tell why? Can you tell that?
What do you mean?
How do you know that that's right?
Because you told me.
See up here?
Okay.
What's it say if them two lights are on?
At the very top, correct wiring for the two yellow.
Okay, now push that little button and see if it hits the breaker.
Ooh,
So shut that off. Now she'll go down and reset that down here. Just push the center button. And now that receptacle's back on.
Okay.
Now check that receptacle you just pushed the button on.
This one down here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I know sometimes they can be a little tough
The
getting
little
in.
tamper-proof ones.
So is that one saying it's okay?
Yeah, two
Now,
yellow.
check it to see if it's working right. Okay.
So,
Now you just reset it, and this circuit is done. All right.
yay!
Looks good. I think we did a fantastic job on all the wiring.
If you must say so yourself.
Oh yeah. You know one thing about doing the wiring yourself, you know what's there. You did it, so you know it. The only one I haven't got in yet, actually there's two. One more I forgot about. That one there is for the microwave, and I'm going to get up there next. And I'm going to put an outlet up there, which will work them two lights for right now. And we'll get rid of that orange cord, and we'll be able to turn them lights on too if we need them.